What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And in this video we will talk about Timo Werner, and his transfer is now official to Chelsea. And Phil Thompson, the former Liverpool defender, Sky Sports pundit, is saying that Liverpool should have taken the risk and signed Timo Werner while it was still possible. But I think one of the reasons why is Timo Werner is signing a whopping 5-year contract worth £170,000 per week. His salary is absolutely enormous. He would have been probably like the third player on Liverpool's salary list, and he would have earned like twice as much as players like Sadio Mane, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and players like that. So that's one of the main reasons. But we will take a look at all the details in this video, why Liverpool didn't sign Timo Werner and what it means for Chelsea and what it means for the future of the Premier League title race. And also we will take a look at other Liverpool transfer news updates in this video. So if you guys enjoy these, leave a like and let me know in the comments below, do you think Liverpool made the mistake not signing Timo Werner? Do you think Phil Thompson is right that Liverpool should have taken a risk? So Timo Werner signs for Chelsea after scoring already 32 goals this season and registering 13 assists as well in 43 appearances. So he is one of the most prolific strikers in the top 5 leagues right now. So this hurts. But I think Chelsea's main problems are defensive issues. Going forward, they always had great players and they will have even better players next season. But is Timo Werner a massive upgrade on Tammy Abraham? I don't think so. Tammy Abraham is already a very talented, very good striker, and it will be very interesting how Timo Werner adapts to the Premier League. But this, of course, makes Chelsea stronger, but they can only play probably one out of Abraham or Timo Werner. So this doesn't necessarily worry me as much. I just wanted Timo Werner to join Liverpool to make Liverpool even stronger, and this is what Timo Werner said. I am delighted to be signing for Chelsea. It is a very proud moment for me to be joining this great club. I of course want to thank Leipzig, the club, the fans for 4 fantastic years. You will forever be in my heart. I look forward to next season with my new teammates, new manager, and of course the Chelsea fans. Together we have a very successful future ahead of us. And I think this is very interesting. After basically for 6 months, Timo Werner very openly flirted with Liverpool. He wanted Liverpool. That was his first choice destination. He many times only spoke about Liverpool, what a great football club we are, or how a great coach Jurgen Klopp is. His playing style would fit perfectly into the Liverpool system. He never once mentioned Chelsea once in those interviews. I think he only goes to Chelsea because of the pandemic, because football got suspended, and because the Liverpool owners basically said, we are not risking spending £100 million on Timo Werner right now in these uncertain times when you don't know when fans will be back in stadiums, you don't know when the revenue streams will be back to pre-virus normal levels. And now let's talk about Phil Thompson's comments that Liverpool should have risked and go for the Timo Werner transfer. We should have signed him no matter the financial risk that it would have involved. And Thompson understands the people who doubt whether Werner would have gotten regular game time behind Firmino, Mane and Salah. But you can't stand still. If you are at the top of the Premier League and the European football, you have to keep improving. You have to keep bringing in good new players. And what he thinks about this Chelsea move from Timo Werner is very interesting. I think you should always try and improve, Phil Thompson said about Liverpool. When you are on the up, when you are playing well, that is when you should look to back it up with more players. I would have loved to have seen Timo Werner come to Liverpool, but Liverpool have not done that. They are looking at it and it's probably costing too much. Timo Werner will be going. Maybe I might not get in the Liverpool team, and maybe Jurgen Klopp is thinking we can't afford to have somebody for that price for combined £100 million with the transfer fee and the wages, just sitting on the bench. Werner will be alright for 3 or 4 years, and I would have taken that risk. If you wanted to come, I think you have to improve your team when you are on top, and you would have improved us, Timo Werner, no doubt about that. So those are Phil Thompson's comments, and I tend to agree with it, but Is it worth risking Liverpool's whole financial situation for just one player when Liverpool are already like on top of the Premier League? I think it's better maybe for Liverpool to blood in the youngsters. We still have Ryan Brewster, Harry Wilson coming back from loan. We could use one of those or maybe even both of those players next season to beef up the squad a little bit. And also, if Liverpool save this money right now, we can go big next summer, in the next summer transfer window. So I'm not too bothered about Timo Werner going to Chelsea. However, if he's an incredible success and if he scores like 30 goals in the Premier League next season and Chelsea will be in the title race neck and neck with Liverpool, which I highly doubt can happen, but crazier things have happened in football. Just think about Leicester City winning the Premier League recently. So if Chelsea will be in the title race in the next 1 or 2 seasons, that's when I think maybe the regret from Liverpool will kick in, because if Timo Werner is firing Chelsea to being in the title race and they will be rivaling Liverpool for positions in the Premier League, that's when I think maybe the Liverpool owners and Jurgen Klopp as the manager thinks maybe we should have signed Timo Werner. However, I just hope that Salah, Mane and Firmino maintain their level for the next 2 or 3 years, because then we will be fine and we can have another 1 or 2 years to identify the long-term future targets for Liverpool, the future transfer targets, who can replace in the future Salah, Mane and Firmino. I'm not saying in the 1 or 2 years, but maybe in 2 or 3 years we need to think about those kind of players. Werner signs not only for £54 million as a release clause, but he also signs with a contract worth over £170,000 per week plus bonuses over a 5-year contract. That's another £50 million on top of the transfer fee. And just Liverpool didn't want to risk that. That's the bottom line. Other newspapers like the Mirror is saying that his contract will be worth £200,000 per week. And if you consider that even like only Van Dijk will be on more than £200,000 per week at Liverpool, maybe Salah as well. But if Timo Werner comes in, players like Sadio Mane and other starting 11 players, Jordan Henderson, they would have legitimate questions and concerns like, why is Timo Werner earning more money than the likes of Sadio Mane and Jordan Henderson? I mean, Timo Werner would have earned twice as much if Liverpool have given him this contract. So I think that's one of the main reasons why Liverpool didn't sign him. The contract is just too big for Liverpool, especially right now, and also it would have upset Liverpool's wage structure. Liverpool could have been in a major problem with other players complaining that they should earn more money. And when we want to extend the contract of, for example, Sadio Mane, Mane would have rightfully say, I'm a more important member of this team than Werner, so why am I earning like half the amount that Timo Werner? So we would have basically had to update 5, 6, 7 contracts, and that would have been worth a lot more than £10 million per year. And it will be fascinating to see how on earth will Chelsea line up next season, because now they have Tammy Abraham, Timo Werner, Mason Mount, Hakim Ziyech, Christian Pulisic, and yes, they still have Willian, but his contract is up, and they are probably selling Pedro as well. But they just have a bucket load of talent, and they don't play with like 4 or 5 attacking players. I think they will play with 2 defensive midfielder, Kante and Kovacic maybe, or Kante and Gilmour, or Loftus-Cheek, or even Jorginho, and then they will have probably Hakim Ziyech, Timo Werner, Abraham, Pulisic, Mason Mount, 5 or 6 attacking players, and they have to choose like 3 or 4 of them to play up front. So it will be very interesting how Chelsea line up next season. I think they will be a contender again for 3rd place. I don't think, honestly, that Chelsea will be involved in the title race. As much as an improvement Timo Werner and Hakim Ziyech is to their team, their main problems were defensively this season. I think they need to sign better defenders, and it's absolutely crazy to me that they are not signing defensive players right now. They are only going for attackers. They are apparently signing Werner and Ziyech, and also they are in for maybe Kai Havertz and other players as well. And what is also fascinating is that Christian Falk, a German football and Bundesliga expert, has said Timo Werner will not play the Champions League games for Leipzig, and he will just abandon the club and go to Chelsea as early as possible in July. The Champions League will be completed in August. UEFA already confirmed the dates. It will be between August the 12th and August the 23rd. So in a 2-week period, they will complete the whole Champions League tournament. After the last 16 games, all the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the final will all be one-legged ties, so no home and away games. And those games will be completed in Portugal, in Lisbon, in 2 stadiums. It looks like that Timo Werner and Chelsea decided that they don't want to risk Timo Werner getting injured, but I find it absolutely crazy because RB Leipzig are already in the quarterfinals and they could lose their main striker, their most important player, who scored already 32 goals, just because Chelsea don't want him to get injured. And I mean, Timo Werner's contract should be until the end of the season, whenever that is. This whole pandemic overruled the normal contract situations, and yes, his contract is up at the end of July, I think anyway, in the middle of July, but it's quite strange for me that Timo Werner would decide he wants to go to London to probably get used to the new country, the new language. He wants to get settled in with his family, and also he wants to have as good a chance to hit the ground running for Chelsea in August or September, whenever the Premier League next season starts. And he wants to be very, very sharp already. And I can understand that decision from a personal point of view, but I also think it's pretty crazy that RB Leipzig have a pretty good chance to go far in the Champions League. I'm not saying they are going to win it, but they can get to the semi-finals or the final, and that would be an amazing achievement for RB Leipzig and for Timo Werner himself. But he's already prioritizing Chelsea. Probably Chelsea asked Timo Werner to do this because they have no agenda here. Chelsea, they have no horse in this race, if you like. They don't want Timo Werner to get injured, and Chelsea don't really care about RB Leipzig going far in the Champions League or getting knocked out in the quarterfinals. And Chelsea are already out of the Champions League pretty much against Bayern Munich, so they really don't want to risk Timo Werner getting a big injury, and that would jeopardize his early career at Chelsea. And also the Premier League recently announced another 3 fixtures and the dates and time when they will be played for Liverpool. So we already know the Everton, the Crystal Palace, the Man City dates, which are June the 21st, Sunday for Everton, June the 24th, Wednesday for Crystal Palace, Man City Thursday, July the 2nd, and then just 3 days after, July the 5th on Sunday, we will play Aston Villa at Anfield, and it will be live on Sky Sports in the United Kingdom. And also 3 days after that, July the 8th, Brighton away, another live game on Sky Sports. And also on Saturday, so another 3 days after that, July the 11th, Burnley at Anfield. And that's a Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff, which is very rare, and that will be live on BT Sport. So Liverpool will play 3 games in those 7 days, which is pretty tiring, but thankfully we will have a little bit of a break between the Crystal Palace and Man City game. It will be like a full week break, but after that we are playing 4 games, and there are 2 days just between those 4 games. So we play Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday. That is a crazy run of fixtures. Basically in 1.5 weeks you need to play 4 games. But I think Liverpool will be champions by then, and we can rotate just a little bit, and Jurgen Klopp will probably give playing time to the likes of Neco Williams, Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones. Maybe just sprinkle in 1 or 2 young players in every game and rotate those. I don't want Liverpool to field a full youth team, because that would be quite disrespectful to the teams that we are playing. But I think there is no harm done by Liverpool just fielding a little bit of a young team, maybe 1 or 2 young players in every starting lineup. So Marco Grujic still wants to come back to Liverpool and fight for his place, but it looks like Jurgen Klopp might not give him the chance, because he has improved the last 2 years. He had a great season at Hertha Berlin last season, and this season he has been pretty good as well. But it looks like Jurgen Klopp wants to see what kind of offers we can get for him, and some Italian news outlets claiming that Lazio and AC Milan and even Napoli themselves, who just won the Italian Cup, the Coppa Italia, in a dramatic cup final against Juventus on penalties, so they won their first trophy since 2014, even Napoli are interested in Marco Grujic. 25 million euros is the reported asking price, which is around 20 million pounds. But some of those Italian sides will try to negotiate that fee down, because the Italian football clubs, just like pretty much everybody else, have a really restricted finances. And for example, in Napoli, the midfielder Alan, who is a Brazilian, is expected to leave the club, and it would make sense to sign Marco Grujic because he would be a reasonable replacement. And I think that Marco Grujic would be suited to the Serie A. That's really a much slower, less physically demanding league. I'm not sure if he could hold his own in the Premier League, but that's the thing. Until you give him that chance, you will never know. And I would just like to give Grujic one season. If I were Jurgen Klopp, I would just say, let's come in, Marco Grujic. You have some minutes behind Fabinho in some games, and let's see how you do. And if he's not good enough, then sell him. But to sell him without actually giving any playing time to him in a Liverpool shirt, without him actually just having a chance at Liverpool to prove that he's good enough in the Premier League, I think that's very harsh on Marco Grujic. But Jurgen Klopp is ruthless when it comes to that, and he has a better eye for the players than obviously I do, so he will ultimately decide, and I will respect his decision because he earned that respect by winning multiple trophies already. And Joel Matip shared his thoughts on the Premier League restart. He said, I think every game would be difficult. It doesn't matter who we play against, but now we play against Everton, and this is a special game for both teams. But to start again, I think will be a weird and special moment for every team. I think it doesn't matter which team we played against or what were the circumstances. We just try to prepare as best as possible to be ready there and to really start quickly from the first second when we are back on the pitch, back in the stadium for a proper Premier League game. It's a great feeling to be back on the ball and to be looking forward to being back on the pitch, to play proper games. It will be fantastic to be back on the field. I think the circumstances for every team are quite difficult, but we are well prepared, and I'm confident that we can strike back. We prepared to play all the games and do this in the best way that we can. Nobody will stop when we achieve something. We are just looking to the next game and the next game, and that's how we do it at the moment. Everybody is looking forward to being back on the field and to win points, and we had to wait like everybody else, but the whole team is just waiting to get some more points on the board. It was weird to be waiting and be that close, but you never know what could happen. We are happy that we can now start playing again, and we just try to do the best out and get the best out of it. The fans, they can push you, but we have to do it without them, and we have to prepare ourselves to do it without the supporters. It will be hard, but we will try to be ready to do it. I think it's weird for everyone, not just for the people who are working. It's just a different feeling to be there on the pitch, but when you play against some strong sides and you have to fight for every centimeter, it doesn't matter what is around you. So I think Liverpool will be fine this season. It will be, I think, a bigger question whether next season the fans will be allowed back in the stadiums. We will find that out later this season, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.